Hey everybody, TBC here today. Well, this wasn't the video I was going to make, but it is the video I have had to make. Daybreak have gone to war. So before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe because that will let you know the next time I put out another video. Buckle up here, folks, because it's a wild one. Daybreak Games, the developer and owner of the EverQuest game, the iconic MMO legend, is started a lawsuit against the hero's journey, specifically the founders of that server, which is an unofficial emulator server, in a massive copyright lawsuit. And a couple of days ago, the court dropped a ruling, and we're going to dive into that chaos. So here's the scoop. Daybreak Game Company, the folks behind EverQuest, are suing the founders of the hero's journey, a fan-run emulator server that's created an almost new game out of the base of EverQuest. So Daybreak claims the hero's journey is obviously stealing their intellectual property, game code, assets, classic, everything that goes into making the MMO. And they're not just mad. They're dragging the service creators to court to get this shut down. But it gets a little bit crazier. Daybreak had tried to hide the whole lawsuit by asking the court to seal it and slapping a restraining order on the hero's journey founders. Why? Because they thought that the hero's journey would start deleting and destroying all their evidence, and Daybreak obviously didn't want to expose a lot of the secrets that they have behind things that could affect their investors, specifically EG7. But on June 20th, 2025, the court said no. They rejected Daybreak's sealing request and denied that restraining order, making this drama public. However, the court did grant the ability to redact out a lot of the financials and those information that really could affect their owners and the investors, such as subscriber numbers and so on. Now, let's talk some self-lawyer copyright law here. This case obviously hinges on US copyright law. I'm not a lawyer, and that law exists to protect creative works like video games, like the code and the art and the design. That's all copyrighted, and Daybreak is arguing that the hero's journey is illegally copying that stuff by running this emulator server. Emulator servers like this reverse engineer the game to let fans play on these private servers, often for free, which game companies typically don't like because it does cut into their profit and their control. Now, I really like the hero's journey. I think it's done some amazing things for EverQuest. I jump into it from time to time if I only got an hour, because it's wholly built on playing solo, being that initial character. And I look back in the last video I did about the hero's journey, and I did get a little bit concerned that this will be coming down because the developers of the hero's journey did monetize it, presumably for profit. However, running these kind of services that they do is very, very expensive, and maybe it was just covering the cost of that. Doesn't matter, there's still monetization behind it. You can buy an item to use in game, almost like a chrono. So yes, Daybreak of course can go after people that are infringing on their IP, and they're arguing that the hero's journey founders aren't fans. In effect, they're pirates stealing EverQuest's soul. Emulator servers often claim that they're protected by fair use, or argue they're preserving like gaming history and so on. A bit more like what P1999 did, who you may recall did come to an agreement with the predecessor company Sony Online Entertainment to keep that running. But interestingly, in this case, the court didn't buy Daybreak's plea to hide the case, citing no compelling reasons. So now the founders have to fight this battle in the open with Daybreak. And the community is losing it. I have never seen the hero's journey Discord so busy. It's just scrolling constantly with messages, presumably and mostly of support. Some say that Daybreak's going too hard, trying to basically crush fans who just want to do something new with their base game. Others think the hero's journey crosses a line a little bit by using EverQuest, obviously without permission. So yes, this lawsuit could set a precedent with a lot of emulator servers, think Quam, all these other ones that pop up from time to time. Are Daybreak going to start whack-a-mole going after those founders? I don't necessarily think so. Lawsuits are incredibly expensive. They are tackling the biggest one head on, and how is this going to end up? I don't know. I am somewhat concerned for the hero's journey and what that could be. My ideal is that Daybreak bring those founders into the fold, bring the hero's journey into the fold as like an official way to play the game and have it under the control of Daybreak. I don't see that happening, but that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So what have the hero's journey said? Well, they did put a statement out on Discord a little bit earlier today. Hey folks, many people have become aware that Daybreak have filed suit against 2 of our founders. Please know that while we cannot comment on any specifics, we want you to know we're going to do everything in our power to see this through to a positive outcome for our community and all parties involved. They have excellent counsel, the benefits of facts on their side, and an abiding faith that reasonable people will see us as fans and not foes. That is the extent of their comment, and I suspect we won't hear anything more about this for an awful long time. Of course, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and that will let you know next time I put out a video. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think is gonna happen here? Do you think Daybreak are gonna crush the hero's journey? Are fans going to fight back? Are you going to cancel your Daybreak subscription over this? I'm watching with bated breath. This is wild. I'm the Brick Canuck, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.